I worked with over 130 business owners and I broke over 200 addictions with these 130 people. And I can tell you that journaling in a specific way can massively benefit you when it comes to breaking your addictions and bad habits. And in this video, I'm going to explain to you exactly how that works and how you can use it today to help you break your bad habits and addictions. So there are two things when it comes to journaling that you need to understand. The first one is the loop of you relapsing into your bad habit or addiction. And the second one is your faulty beliefs in action. And I'm going to explain these two right now. But first, I want to explain to you quickly what is the difference between a bad habit and an addiction, because you may think that what you have is a bad habit, but in reality, it's probably an addiction. And I just want you to keep your addiction or bad habit or whatever behavior that you do, keep it in mind and just follow the meaning of addiction. So any addiction or the meaning of addiction is any behavior that brings you short-term pleasure or relief, that's in the short term, and it has negative consequences in the long term. And you have the inability to give it up despite the negative consequences in the long term. Now, whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you smoke, whatever you smell, God forbid, whatever you drink, whatever you do, if it follows these three things, short-term relief or pleasure, long-term consequences, and you have the inability to give it up despite the long-term consequences, if what you do follow these three, then it's an addiction, it's not a bad habit. Okay? So, how do you journal to help yourself when it comes to breaking this addiction? As I mentioned, two things. The faulty beliefs that you have and the loop. The first one, let's talk about the loop. You have to notice four things when it comes to your addiction. Where you do it, when, with who, or maybe alone, and after what. So, when do you do it? At what time? You may say that there's not a specific time, but there's always an average. There's always an average, and you need to ask yourself in the past week or the past month, depending on how many times you relapse, ask yourself, at what time do I usually relapse? Note it down. At what place? Is it my bedroom? Is it at work? Is it somewhere else? Is it at the restaurant, for example? Where? The third one is with who? Do you do it alone? Do you do it with people? If it's with people, with who? With who specifically? It's almost never a random person or every time with a different person or every time with a different friend. There's always this specific person or this specific group of people that you would relapse with them. And the fourth one is after what? Does it come, do you relapse usually after an argument maybe, or after a very long week of work, or maybe after you get afraid of something? You have to note it down. And throughout the next 7 days, you need to keep a journal at hand. Either you can use your phone or you can buy like some sort of a notebook, and you need to write it down every time you relapse. Throughout the next week, if you relapse once a week, then for the next month, because we need to have enough data, you need to keep writing down when, where, with who, and after what. Okay? That's going to be the loop. You need to write that down. Now, what benefit would that get you? Predictability and more conscious awareness. Because next time when the first trigger happens, which is either the when or the where or with who, the first trigger happens, you become conscious of the fact that, wait a minute, I'm about to go into the slippery slope of relapsing because maybe it's this time of the week, or maybe I'm hanging out with this person, or maybe I've went through this and it's after this thing that I relapse. You become conscious of that. You become conscious of this loop. And you can only become conscious of that if you notice it and you write it down. So that's when it comes to the loop. The second one is the faulty beliefs. And this one is a little bit more advanced, but it is extremely important, because if you genuinely ask yourself, what are you getting out of your addiction? When it comes to the good things, maybe it gives you relief, maybe pleasure, maybe escape, maybe validation. You're getting something good from it, okay? And the reason your brain is craving these good things from it is because it wants to soothe something bad that it has. Most of the time is going to be stressed. So if I ask you right now, what do you usually feel? What bad emotion do you usually feel right before you relapse? Most of you will say stress or anxiety or fear or loneliness or boredom. There's always this bad emotion that the addiction is soothing, okay? So the question is not why the addiction, but why the mental pain? But really the question is not why the mental pain. What specifically is causing this mental pain? And I can tell you what, it's one or more faulty beliefs being triggered that are creating the stress. For example, you might have a deep-rooted belief about yourself that you're not good enough, and you're trying to start a business, but you've been working on it for the past 3 months and you haven't made a single penny. Well, what do you think this will happen? It's going to confirm a faulty belief that you have of I am not good enough. And when this faulty beliefs gets triggered, you'll feel stressed. And when you feel stressed, your brain wants to relieve it. So it reaches to the addictive behavior that you've been using for the past God knows how many years. Okay? So the key to breaking your addictions is to find the faulty beliefs that are being triggered. How? It's the loop again. So once you become conscious of this loop, when it starts happening, and when you start feeling the urge, you have to ask yourself, what happened? Which is the fourth point in the loop. After what? What happened right now? And what do I think about myself from that event being happened? For example, let's say that you joined a sales call and the prospect was really bad. They shout at you. They said that you're the worst salesperson they ever talked to, and they hang up on you. Now, you may feel stressed, you may feel sad, you may feel angry, you may feel anxious, and maybe you would relapse after that. But now now that you become conscious of this, because you became conscious of the loop, you would ask yourself, what does that mean about me? Them saying that to me. It probably means that I'm not good enough. I'm not good at sales. I'm not deserving to close clients. I'm not deserving to make money online. I'm not deserving this, and that. It's confirming faulty beliefs that are already in your brain. And once you become conscious of these beliefs, you have to write it down. And I can tell you have plenty of faulty beliefs that when they get triggered, they create a bad emotion, and the addiction is soothing these bad emotions. So become conscious of the loop and become conscious of every single faulty belief that you have, so that you can become conscious of them being activated, so that you can deny their confirmation. Denying their confirmation means someone tells you something, and instead of this belief being confirmed, you say, no, wait a minute, this person saying this to me does not mean that I am not good enough, for example. Do you see how this works? And this is conscious awareness. This is when you actually start breaking the loop of the addiction, of the urge relapse. This is the urge relapse loop that you need to become conscious of, so that you can break it. And once you break it, once you fix these faulty beliefs of you, that's when you won't feel any bad emotion. And when you don't feel any bad emotion, your brain won't need to relieve anything because it's not having any bad emotion. So the addiction will disappear because it's not soothing anything anymore. And no, you're not addicted to it because of the dopamine. You're addicted to it because you're self-medicating on it. So if you want deeper dive, you can check my channel for more in-depth trainings on how you can break your bad habits or addictions. But other than that, if you want to join my community for completely free, link in the description, and I would love to jump on a quick call with you completely free, and I will start helping you with any bad habit or addiction that you have. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.